Hello and welcome. This video is going to address some questions that I've been getting in my TCP/IP class at Denver University. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the exercise, and I'm going to show you step by step how to get Wireshark up and running to do a capture and run a traceroute command to yahoo.com. So let's get started first with traceroute. Now if you're on Vista or you're on XP, you can open up, click on the little Windows icon, and then you can type cmd.exe. Now in Vista it's going to search for it and it's going to pull up the program. On Windows it's going to be run, so you would type in cmd.exe and then you would hit enter or return. Then a command prompt is going to open up. So let me run through that one more time and zoom in. So I put in cmd.exe, oops, didn't want that. Put in cmd.exe and I zoom in and you can see that I put that into either the run in Windows XP or the search pane in Vista. Then I hit enter and then a command prompt window opens up. Now I know this looks like the dark place and you'd like to go screaming and running, but don't worry, you're going to get very familiar with this throughout the course of the class. Now the next step of the exercise was to run the traceroute command. So what we're going to do is we're going to type traceroute or trace RT, and then we're going to type www.yahoo.com. Now on my system, a lot of these are going to time out because I'm on a satellite uplink, so it times out much faster than the traceroute command would like to see the packets respond. So that was exercise 1 of this week. And when this is completed, what you're seeing that you can do with pretty much what the other students are doing is copy the output of the traceroute command and paste that into your lab exercise for this week's exercises. Now the next portion of this week's lab is to fire a Wireshark up. So we've already installed Wireshark on my system. Relatively straightforward. You just go ahead and click on the Wireshark setup.exe. You follow all the instructions through and it very happily installs for you. Now one of the key points about this is when you're installing Wireshark, it's going to ask you if you'd like to install WinPCAP. Your answer is yes, you would like to install WinPCAP. It's absolutely essential to run Wireshark. Now, after you've got it installed, you can either go Start, Program Files, Wireshark, or you can just click on the Wireshark icon if one was installed for you. Once Wireshark starts up, you've got to start a new capture. A lot of you are getting confused on how to use Wireshark to actually capture traffic to like yahoo.com, doing your trace route, or even sitting idly on your network and doing absolutely nothing. So what you have to do to get it to capture something is you have to select Capture from the top menu. Then you would select your interfaces. Then you would select your interface that is actually connected to the internet. Now in most people's computer systems, this is going to be the interface that is generating a lot of packets. My network connection is very, very quiet, so I'm not going to see any packets, but I know that it's this empty network connection. Then I hit Start, and we'll start capturing packets on that interface. So now let's make something interesting happen. I'm going to open up a web browser, and we're going to do a quick run to the interweb. Zipping right along today. And let's go to yahoo.com. And I just put www.yahoo.com up in the URL. And it opened up a really funny article. Is Brady the best quarterback ever? That might be a possible topic of conversation in the discussion board, completely off topic from the class. So now that we've actually served to a web page, let's see what Wireshark did. If we click on Wireshark, we go back to the program, you can see that we've captured all kinds of packets. Lovely, 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 lovely packets. So let's stop our capture and let's take a look around. You can click on this particular icon. It's got a network card with a stop symbol on it. Just click that and it's going to stop the capture. Now within our TCP/IP capture, you can see that we've collected a variety of different packets on this particular sniff, most of which are related to our going to yahoo.com. Wireshark numbers them 1 through whatever. In this situation, it's probably around 1,000. The offset time that this particular packet came in, the source and destination IP addresses, and the protocol associated with that particular packet. Now, if I zoom in here, oops, I'm actually putting in a filter. We zoom in once again. Across the top, we have the time, the number, the source IP address, which I can click on and it'll sort numerically, and then I've got the destination, which I can click on and sort. the protocol which I can sort on, so you can see all my DNS and my ARP traffic and my TCP/IP packet. And then you can also sort on info, which is a little bit less useful. Resort by number. So let's go through and let's find an interesting packet, and let's do something pretty neat with it. Let's go through, here we go. We can right click on a packet, and then you can select follow TCP stream. So I left clicked on a packet, and now I'm going to select follow TCP stream. And what this is going to do is it's going to pull all the packets that are associated with that particular packet for this particular communication. So once it's actually followed the TCP/IP stream, you can see that it actually pulled some information from that particular stream that is readable to you and me. In this situation, it's my RSS feed for News Online World Edition. That's pretty cool. And then you can close that. So what you want to do on this lab is play around with TCP, or play with, not TCP dump, we're going to be playing with TCP dump layer. Play with Wireshark, and you can look at all the wonderful things that you can see in packets. Like take for instance this packet. You can see that there's a bunch of hex down here, and that's actually my payload data associated with the packet. Up above, there's this gobbledygook that makes absolutely no sense to anybody, but if you click on it, that is actually associated with getting packets from one system to another. This is your TCP/IP header. You can click it through each of the different fields associated with the TCP/IP header. It'll highlight it, and then up top, it'll show you and explain to you what that bit of gobbledygook or hex is associated with. Further, if you click on a particular section up above that's explaining that part of the packet, for example, this is a version 4 IP packet, it'll highlight it down in the hex. One of my favorite ones is dealing with fragmentation. So if I click on ID, you can see that this particular identification is 18,317. Now, that particular packet, the reason why it has an ID flag is because it's getting set up for fragmentation. Some TCP/IP stacks put in an identification flag, or put in an identification number for all packets that they send. Some, like some of the newer versions of the 2.6 kernel in Linux, don't set up IP ID unless fragmentation is explicitly requested. So one of the interesting fields in fragmentation, one of my favorite ones, is the reserved bit within the flags for fragmentation. Here's a fun little exercise for you if you choose to do it. What exactly is that particular bit called? It's actually related to April Fool's RFC put out by Steve Bevin. So that is all that we have for this particular week. Oh, one more thing. Whenever you're done with your capture, you'll want to save your capture by clicking on the little save icon. It'll pop up and it'll ask you to put a name. In this situation, I'm going to call it Hi2. And then I'm going to click save and save it on my desktop. So save it someplace you'll remember where it's at. So hopefully this helps you guys out. I'll be putting out videos for the rest of the exercises from here on out, just to kind of get some of the people that aren't familiar with some of the technologies familiar with what we're doing. As I said, we're going to be working our way up to actually doing full packet creation. We'll get started doing, we'll probably mess around with NetDude, HPing2, maybe some Nemesis, Rain, and eventually full-on Scapy. So have a great week, and I hope this video helped.